I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I have something on my screen. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about Skip Bayless today. I'm going to give you my honest assessment of the situation, his relationship with Shannon, a couple of things I've thought about or I've seen a long time ago, but I never really paid attention to them until I've seen them in other videos. Another thing I want to bring up is I think it's planned for them to be like this, and I think Shannon can't get out of his contract, or he doesn't want to, or they're set up to be like they are right now, and this has gotten too out of hand, and they didn't think it was going to get this far, and Fox Sports doesn't know what to do. First thing is first. Shannon Sharpe didn't come in yesterday, as co-host of Undisputed, thus leaving Skip Bayless on the show by herself. And he hosted the show by himself, surprisingly. Now, it was weird with him on there doing that by himself, but all the same, he came out. But what he did was, in the beginning of the show, he gave a statement, not an apology, but he just defended himself. Remember, he defended himself in his tweet and his actions and what he said, right? Okay. Now today, surprisingly, Shannon Sharpe comes back to work. Right before they go on, they got if you watch it, go and watch it. I mean, immediately when it comes on, Shannon's on there, and they have somebody, I guess it's a beat reporter or a field reporter, about to talk about the situation with Damar Hamlin and an update of his health since he collapsed on Monday Night Football. Before she goes, she says, "Go ahead, Shannon." And you pay attention. She said, "Go ahead, Shannon." Shannon said, "Okay, let me say this real quick. Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday, and I'm not going to go into why I wasn't here yesterday." And he's right. It's nobody's business, but everybody knows. What he said was this. He said, and I give him respect because he made it very understandable for everybody to understand how football players operate and how they relate to each other. He said, first and foremost, football is a fraternity of brothers. We all respect each other, whether you played in the past, present, or future. And to see him being hurt like that, it affected everybody else. I'm doing layman terms, not verbatim. And he was just talking about it. He's like, so he said what he had to say about it, about how he felt about it and how it was sad. Then he said, and as far as Skip, I think Skip should take down the tweet. He never looked at Skip when he said it. But he said, yeah, he shuffled his papers. And it would be good if for everybody's sake, he apologized and took the tweet down. Why did he do that? Soon as he said that, Skip immediately went off. Well, I'm not going to do that. Number one, I'm not taking the tweet down because, it's no reason. I didn't do anything wrong. Real smug, right? So Shannon is trying to talk and explain, keep going through what he was talking about. He just said, take the tweet down. This is how you know what's her name is feeling a certain kind of way. Skip is feeling a certain type of way. Skip then starts to ramble. And he's like, Skip, all I said was take it. Skip starts going, I got to do this way. Look how professional Shannon was. Shannon said, Skip, look at you. Even now, we just started the show, and you sitting up here. He said, I just got into my opening monologue, and you just got in here and won't even let me talk. The way Shannon was talking, you could see he was fed up. It was almost like being in a relationship with a wife that when you see, or a wife or a loved one, when you see it ain't working no more and you just beat. And what you're saying, you done said before. And he said to him, he said, listen, you didn't let me talk, man. You didn't let me talk. And you can hear it in his voice. He was disproved. This is Skip. It's that bullshit. Watch. Well, okay. When he said, you interrupted me, he says, okay. Well, you go ahead. Before Shannon could say something, you just go ahead and finish the conversation, finish what you were saying. Right when Shannon wanted to talk, this is Skip. He can't let it go. Yeah. It was under my impression that we weren't going to say anything about it today. We weren't going to bring that up, but okay. Like he made that face like, You know, like he blasted him out the water. Like you sold me out. He said, no, I didn't say nothing about that. He said, well, everybody, he said, well, somebody, it's not a big deal. He said, well, somebody, it had to be a big deal because the people talked to you yesterday about it. Remember I said in my other video, somebody gonna give him an earful. He said, yeah, somebody talked to you about it yesterday. The big wigs talked to you yesterday about it. What? No. In the middle of him trying to explain it, I forgot the young lady's name, the field reporter that was waiting while he was talking. He said, you know what? Let's go, such and such. And he turned his face from Skip and was looking at the telestrator. And the lady was like, oh, it's my turn. Oh, okay. All right. And they showed his face and Skip's face. When he dismissed Skip and went to the lady, you should have seen how stupid Skip looked. He was embarrassed and he was insulted. He said, he didn't know what to do. He's never been in that position. He's never had to put his own foot in his mouth or somebody else put a foot in his mouth. He looked dumb. And it led me to start to think about a lot of, because I like trying to study, I study, I'm making this stuff about people. I try to study a lot of times, thinking about them, like watching how they act and try to put their face with their thoughts. Skip was embarrassed. But I'm going to give you 4 points that I want to talk about real quick about the show and both of these characters. The first thing is this, man. Shannon was professional and he tried to save Skip. And I think he did that because of his professionalism and he just wanted to get past this. You cannot tell me this morning, when he was driving to that studio or at night whenever they made this filming for the day, that it wasn't on his mind like, damn, I got to go back in here with this asshole. Especially after last week's debacle with him being pissed off at him. He stayed home, like I said in my other video, he stayed home to make him face the fire by himself. You said it, you deal with it. Now he coming today because he sat back and watched social media eat him alive. So we came in today, ain't nothing I got to say. So what he said was this: I'm going to help Skip. Because he's embarrassed himself already. And people know I'm not the problem. He is. Yeah, Skip, if you take down a tweet. But he knows Skip too. Psychological. He knows Skip. He knows Skip rigid. But hurt. He tight. He knows Skip can't shut the fuck up when he talk. He played him just like a fiddle on there. Chess. He played chess with him. And he fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And then at the end, I know what you're trying to do. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, Jasmine or whatever her name was, back to you. Turned his face on him and everything. Total disrespect. Now, regardless of the tweet or not, whether he meant something by it or not, you're on TV, it's a lot of heat. Sometimes you got to take the knee. He could have been like, you know what, Shannon? You're right. I didn't mean any, and they had to put the camera on him. I didn't mean any harm. This is what I meant. This is what I meant. This is what I meant. But he's always defensive. And like he said, I ain't apologizing. I didn't do nothing wrong. He could have shut the fuck up and be like, you know what, Shannon, I'm going to do that. And then took it off. A couple weeks or a couple of days would have passed. And it would have been over. At least by Sunday, because it had been the end of the season, they'd have been talking about that. And people would have been like, oh, Skip just being Skip. But now he done went and opened up a whole new can of worms. And douchebaggery. Guys, listen. That's the first thing. He tried to save Skip. He gave Skip an out, and Skip didn't even see the door. And that's why Skip is Skip. Things happen to him. Another thing, point number two. Check it out, guys. Skip is overly prideful, right? And he makes Shannon uncomfortable. And in addition to making Shannon uncomfortable, if you watch a lot of shows he's been on, watch the next time they have a third party member, especially if it's a woman. Watch when they have a woman on there and he get to talking. He'll say stuff. Women be sensitive and they be paying attention to what you say. He'll say stuff. What? I've seen it. I seen it on I think you were talking about Dak Prescott a couple years ago. Man, that lady was like, what? You know, she can't say that because she ain't the co-host. She's there and she can intercede off of a comment they make, but the opening comment he made, she can't intercede. She just looked at him like, what the fuck? Yo, he say some stupid ass shit. And he got a history of this. Listen, guys, all this Skip Bayless should be fired. Man, he's heard this before. So save your breath. They'll know when to fire him. Another thing is this. I didn't know he made football player money. And I think that have a lot to do with the way he act and talk to football players. Because he think finances put him on your level even if he didn't play the sport. Pay attention. The man made in 2021, now the show been popular for a while, they gave him a mega contract. 4 years, $32 million. That's like running back money. NFL running back money or defensive back money. Free agent money. Right? You know he got bonuses with it if they hit certain ratings. That's $8 million a year this man make, ladies and gentlemen. This Skip Bayless, 71 years old, douchebag. 4 years, $32 million contract since 2021. Right? Think about it. They pay him $8 million a year to be himself and act like that. Right? Now, I don't know what Shannon Sharp they pay. I tried to look that up. I couldn't find it. They got that like under wraps. I think they probably make the same. You know what I'm saying? Or Shannon might make more than him because Shannon can give better perspective on sports and different situations, such as this situation we just had on the football field from a player perspective. So Shannon might make a little bit more than him. But Skip one of them people where you can't tell Skip what you make. So that's why I think when you try to look that up on the internet, it's hush. That's nothing. I didn't know Skip had a net worth of $17 million. Damn, he up there, you know. And I think that makes Skip, because, you know, he's self-made. He went up the ranks. And I give him respect. I give anybody respect for being successful, you know, coming up and being successful. And I think that makes Skip think he got big nuts and he can say whatever he want to say to somebody. And, of course, he making that money and he doing good in life and his chin is up. You know what I mean? His butt is tight and it is what the fuck it is. But you can't come at people like that all the time. You make people uncomfortable. I think Shannon been uncomfortable for a while. I know for a fact they don't like each other. They don't like each other. You know, Skip, I think Shannon's job is harder because you know how it is. When you don't like somebody, man, and you know you can crush them, it's hard to deal with them. So sometimes they say stuff and you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? It's hard not to cuss. It's hard not to just, it's just all the way around the board is bad, man. And I think it's killing Shannon, man. Another thing, we're going to go to point 3, which I already spoke a little bit about. Skip is disliked in the media. In media circles, Skip is not liked. You can tell the way his attitude is and how he is. They put him on a show with Shannon Sharp. I think he did a show with Stephen A. Smith for a while too. But I mean, it's something about Skip that pushed people away. And I mean, I know what it is. You know, like I talked about, you know, I'll talk a little bit about what I think it is. Let me get this fourth point. His mouth, it's not his mouth that's the problem. It's his thinking that's the problem. He think he can be unapologetic. He think he's right all the time. He don't care how you feel. And he is single-minded. He don't think nothing can happen to him. And he think he is that show. He think he the star of that show. You know, and he got the money that tricks his ego into thinking he's the star of the show. Right? I think it ain't his mouth, it's his mind. Because what come out of his mind, come out of his mouth. You know, he's 71 years old. He got a different type of thinking. You know, he's seen more sports than Shannon. Shannon played more sports, but he's seen more sports. He's been in the thing longer than Shannon probably. You know, so he probably like, oh, you don't know. You know, he think he got a leg up. I'm going to add a bonus point in there. Guys, I don't see this show lasting much longer. I mean, one fallout is okay. But now it's a target on Skip back. Every time Skip says something, it's going to be, you know, like people gunning for him. And it's like all his fault. That's the part. It's all your fault, dude. But let me tell you a little bit about Skip's character. Skip is controversial by choice. That's why I say, you know, it's not his mouth, it's his mind. That's the problem. Skip is controversial by choice. He make that big money. A lot of times, you guys know, people make big money at jobs. They think they can't get fired. They think they're untouchable. He got a godlike complex in that place. And I think it rubs the producers, the film crew, and a lot of other people, especially the female co-hosts, wrong. The wrong way. It rubs them the wrong way. Another thing is the man lack empathy. Now, yeah, anybody can say, hey, man, thoughts and prayers are with you. You guys know that right now. If people that don't like you and wish the best, wish the worst on you, something happening in your family, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Most people ain't sorry to hear it. They sorry that it ain't them and it's you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't tell people your problems. 80% of the people don't care, and the 20% glad it ain't them. So keep your opinions and your stuff to yourself. That's why putting your business out there it makes no never mind of people. You know, it makes you look bad. A lot of people ain't no people minds up to judge you. But anyway, like I said, he's smug. Like he said, I'm not gonna apologize. I didn't say anything wrong. And then he did that little, you know, that bullshit. All right, keep doing it. You know, it is what it is. He doesn't handle confrontation well. This is another thing. When Shannon got up there and started bucking him, you know what I'm saying? The more madder he got, the louder he got, the more bigger he got. Skip was like, all he could say was, now he took his glasses off. Their glasses off for like 3 seconds. Go ahead and count it. Go back and watch the count thing. Put your glasses on. Put your effing glasses on. That's all he had was mouth, because he can't match the brawn, and he couldn't match the brain. Skip, Shannon was on another level. He was about to break out the savage. Skip ain't used to that. What the fuck? So what he did was he tried to play him. Put your glasses on. What's wrong with you? It is what it is. Skip don't handle the confrontation well, but he jumped in the fight. And there's a lot of people out there like that. You know, I mean, I'm not singling Skip out. Skip is a cookie cutter. He's a cookie cutter copy of a lot of people out there. I don't even know what to call that type of person. But it's a lot of Skips out there. You know, and a lot of them are young and a lot of them are his age. And, you know, people just set in their ways. Skip never gets fired, like I was saying, guys. Just another thing about his character. He never gets fired. It's like he knows his loopholes around media to where he can say a certain thing. He'll look bad and it'll look confrontational. But he's one of them people where he thinks that the controversy and the confrontations and stuff that he does make him who he is. He's not a strong man. He's not a athlete. He's just a reporter. He wants to be known for something being brash or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is how he does it. His controversy. Like I said, he make a lot of money. Money don't make you right, and it don't make you no athlete. You know, give your perspective from where you sit in your chair. Shannon is on the show to get the perspective of where he sits in his chair from an athletic standpoint. Y'all gonna bump heads, cool enough. But sometimes when you cross the line and you start throwing jabs because you're looking bad or you feel as though you're looking bad, maybe you don't need to be on the show no more. And like I said, guys, I don't think this is a good co-host match. And I think when they put this together, they thought that they were going to put together something like this and it was going to be fiery, almost like WWE, but they didn't know how each person handles beef. They know how Skip handled beef, but you don't know how Shannon handled beef. Shannon blew up. You know, it's a powder keg. We just seen sparks. And I think, you know, to avoid anything, they're most likely going to separate them at the end of whatever the football season or whatever. I don't see them doing this no more because it's dangerous now. It's emotions involved and it can come to something physical. You know, I don't know Fox Sports Network or whatever, and I don't know what they'll do, but somebody got to be in somebody's ear like, hey, we can't keep doing this. This is not, you know. And I think also a lot of upper management don't like Skip neither, but he brings in ratings and they tolerate Skip. Skip is one of the people, you tolerate him because he brings a certain type of value. But, you know, if they could replace him, they will, you know. But I think Shannon will probably get his own show. But listen, guys, I just wanted to drop a little bit about that. I mean, this is a long video, I'm sorry. But I mean, I really wanted to get to the gist of this. And you get a chance, just go and watch the episode. It'll be on YouTube somewhere. And it's the first minute and a half. And it's hilarious. He made him look stupid when he turned his face. But guys, man, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Leave me a comment. Look at the thing and then tell me what you thought about it. Because I'm dying to hear you. Tell me if you think I was right about what I said about Skip. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as like saying Skip is a racist or something like that, I don't get into that. I just go about, you know, what it is. You know, everybody gonna have their own opinion, but I try to get in depth and get in detail to why I think makes him the way he is, what makes him tick rather. And I just think Skip is a bona fide douchebag and an asshole. And then he likes being like that. And, you know, things are what they are. But as always, guys, I appreciate you spending the time with me. I'll load up some stock market videos as some more news comes out. You know, but as right now, this is the hottest thing out there right now. And I just thought I would talk about it. I don't mean to laugh. But, man, hashtag get Shannon out of there, man. Free Shannon, man. But I think they got contractual ties where they can't, you know, in case something happens. It's a lot of loopholes for them to end this, but I think it'd be good for everybody if they separate. But I'm Stock Market Steve. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening.